Hello and welcome to day 4 of 30 Days of Lightroom. In this video, we're going to show you basic adjustments like your exposure, your white balance, and your contrast. Hey there and welcome back to 30 Days of Lightroom. This is the series where we show you literally everything you need to know about Lightroom Classic. You can download all of these sample images and follow along. Just click on the link right down below. So today we're working on a raw photograph and we're going to show you how to do your basic adjustments. This will be recovering information in your shadows, your midtones, and your highlights. So here we are in Lightroom Classic. We're going to move into our develop module here, and then we're going to be going on the right-hand side. You're going to see you have a ton of different options that you can choose from. We're going to be moving into our basic adjustments. Everything else is going to be covered at a later date. Okay, so here in the basic adjustments, we actually, surprisingly, there's actually a lot here. We're going to scroll down just a little bit, and we're going to start where it says tone, and we're going to talk about all of these different settings and how they relate to your histogram right up here at the top. Okay, so your histogram, this is actually pretty important. Your histogram displays the dark information here on the left. You can see if I hover over this area, it actually says blacks right underneath my cursor. We can move and see it says shadows, and then we see it says exposure. And then here on the right-hand side, it's gonna say highlights and then your white information over there. So as I hover over these different areas on my histogram, we're actually gonna see this getting highlighted here in our tone. So let's go ahead and hover over these different areas, and you're gonna see different areas of my tone get highlighted as well. So this is really cool. Basically, it tells you over here, you have your black information, your shadow information, your midtone information, or your exposure, and then your highlights and your whites, okay? So you can click and move this information at any point in time, and you can do this here in your histogram, or you can do this here with any of these sliders. And this is the real beauty of Lightroom Classic, in my opinion, is that everything is with sliders. It makes it so easy to edit your photos. Okay, let's go ahead and show you how to do it. So we can take a look at our image here, and we'll see that, you know what, the highlights on our subject's arm, they're just a little bit too bright, okay? In this case, we can see I don't have much information on the highlights here, and then here in this little like frilly thing that she's wearing. So I can move over here to where it says highlights, and I can simply click on this slider, and I can bring that to the left. So we're gonna take our highlight value, and we're gonna drag that to the left, and it's gonna make our highlights less bright, okay? You can see if I move it to the right, they'd be even brighter. So highlights, drag that to the left, they're less bright. And we can see the change here immediately in our image. Now, I can also simply click here in my actual histogram. Notice if I move over here to my highlights, I can click and move this to the left or the right as well, and it's gonna move that information. So everything you do here in the tone part of your basic adjustments is gonna be affecting your histogram, okay? So for instance, I can click on my shadows, I can click and drag those to the right, and it's gonna drag my shadow slider to the right. So whether you wanna do this here in your histogram or here in your actual sliders, you can do this either way. Now, if you wanna reset this, let's say you make some adjustments, we're just gonna make some things and, you know, like I'm just gonna make something, like I'm gonna mess it up, I'm gonna do too much. You wanna reset all of these values at the same time. It's really easy to do. All you have to do is hold Alt or Option, and here where you see tone, hold Alt or Option, and it's going to go to reset tone. So just click there, and it's going to reset all of these different values at the same time, which is really fantastic. If you want to see a before and after, let's say you maybe just make some adjustments here and you kind of go a little bit crazy. If you want to see a before and after, just go to the very top of any of these menu items, and then you're going to see a little eyeball here. So you can click and press and hold there, and that's going to allow you to see before and after you make any of those adjustments. All right, so again, we're gonna hold Alt or Option and click on Reset Tone, and we're gonna move through everything and kind of show you what everything does now. Okay, so your exposure slider, this is basically your midtones exposure. This is whether your image is gonna be brighter or darker. You can move this to the right, it's gonna get brighter. Move this to the left, it's going to get darker. Your contrast is going to move your, basically it's gonna make your darks darker and your lights lighter. So you can see as I move my contrast to the right, it's actually pushing the information to the sides in my histogram. And if I move that to the left, it's bringing the information towards the center. So pushing it over to the right means it's gonna have more information in the highlights and shadows. It's gonna compress those areas. So your highlights will get even brighter, your shadows will get even darker. That's what creates contrast. If you move this to the left, it's going to be reducing the contrast of your image. And you can see here in your image, you have a more like mid-tone centric image. Now, again, you can pay attention to your histogram if you want to, or you can just simply look at your image. That's what most people do. They look at the image and say, okay, this looks, I like it like that. Perfect. Looks good. You can take your highlight information and click and drag this to the left or the right, and the same with shadows, whites, and blacks. Now, we showed you how you can hold Alt or Option and click on Reset Tone here, and this will reset all of these values. But let's say you only want to reset your highlights. Let's say you bring your highlights all the way down here. If you want to just reset your highlights, you can double click on the word highlights and it'll bring it back to its reset position. Or you can simply double click here on the slider. So if I have it over here, I could double click on the slider and it would reset. Keep in mind, you can also type in your numbers and you can click and drag to the left and right on your numbers. So I can just hover right over this number and I can move to the right or the left and it's going to be adjusting that number. Or if I want to just type in, I want to say 15 and hit enter, I can type that number in right there as well. So there's a lot of ways that you can adjust this. Okay, so your tone, this is basically all the light and dark information of your image. Let's hold Alt or Option and click on Reset Tone. Okay, next we're going to move down into Presence. This is where we're going to actually add a little bit of detail to your image. Texture is going to basically add like sharpening to your image. Now let's click to zoom in so we can see how texture applies to our image. I wouldn't suggest going too heavy on any of these things, texture or clarity. If you go too much, it starts to look pretty bad. So you can add just a little bit and that'll add basically a little bit of sharpening. And then clarity will add like high level sharpening. So you can see pushing that will be like sharpening kind of like at a greater scale, like from like a larger radius if you're familiar with Photoshop. Okay, let's hold Alt or Option and reset those. We're going to move to Vibrance and Saturation. Now, the difference between these is Vibrance is going to protect your skin tones. So if I bring my Vibrance up, you're going to see the greens in the background are going to start to get a lot more color. But my skin is going to look fairly natural. Okay, let's just double click right here on the word Vibrance to reset that. Saturation, if I bring this up, it's going to start to affect my skin tones as well. And you can see the skin tones don't look that natural. So if you have an image with a person in it, it's a good idea to use Vibrance. Okay, now keep in mind, we started here with this tone slider, but there's more here in our basic adjustments. I wanted to start there because it kind of makes the most sense to do that. But now we're going to cover all this stuff here on the very top as well. Okay, so let's give you a top-down tour. So we've already talked about the histogram. We know how this works. Our dark information on the left, our light information here on the right, and you can click and drag to move this around as well. Next, these are the different ways we can edit here in Lightroom Classic in the Develop module. Just our regular editing. Here's where we can do cropping. Here's where we can do spot removal. We can do red eye reduction, and this is our masking. We're going to cover all this stuff in later dates. Now, up on the very top, we have an auto button. I decided to save this kind of till later because this isn't really powerful, okay? Like you can go through and change all these sliders yourself, but really kind of the best way to do it and the way that I prefer to start is just by clicking on auto. And when I do, boop, you're going to see that it adjusts all of these things for me. It's gonna give me a really great starting place. And then I can go in and decide, you know what? Maybe I want to just affect my highlights. I just want to maybe change that a little bit, but auto is a really great place to start. So I wanted to show you how all these sliders work first, but don't forget you always have this auto option. Now, again, if you want to reset everything, all you have to do is hold Alt or Option. You can click on reset and just go ahead and reset everything. But auto is a great place to start. So we're just going to click on auto. So next we have black and white. So black and white is basically just a real quick way of turning your image black and white. Now, if I click on this, we're going to see right over here, this changed to where it says Profile, Adobe Monochrome. Now, there are different color profiles loaded in with Lightroom. If I click here, you can see here are some of the different color profiles that we have. The default is going to be on Adobe Color, but for instance, if you have a portrait, you can click on Adobe Portrait. Okay, this option right over here is actually going to allow me to view my different profiles. And these kind of work like presets. So if you can hover over them and see how they actually affect your image, and this is a really great starting place. Now we actually have some artistic profiles that are loaded here as well. So if you want to kind of browse through these are really great ways to start, and you can go ahead and click on any of these things. There we go. We'll just click on close. Don't forget, you have a amount slider, by the way, that you can choose the amount of effect In this case, I'm going to click on Artistic 8. We're going to lower the amount on there. I'm going to hit close, and we can see this actually affected all of these different sliders for me. Okay, now I want to just reset everything. We're going to take our profile. We're going to go back to Adobe Color. I just wanted to show you these profiles are built in. Okay, so we've shown you how auto works. It basically automatically affects your tone. Okay, black and white turns your image black and white. This is an HDR button. This is specifically configured for HDR displays. And we're going to be going over this when we talk about HDRs in a future day. But if you are going to be exporting to HDR specific displays, this is an option that you could use. Okay, next we're going to move into our white balance. So here where you see white balance, okay, we're going to see at the right as shot. So this is basically however this photograph was like the white balance setting on the camera. But if you know, for instance, that it was shot during the daylight, you can choose daylight and you're going to have daylight white balance. Okay, you can choose all these different white balance settings. These are basically the same that's going to be on your camera. Now, with all these white balance settings, don't forget, if you're shooting with a raw photograph, you can change your white balance at any time. You can do that with two different sliders right here. So you have your temperature slider and your tint slider. Your temperature slider, you can make your image cooler, or you can make your image warmer. Your tint slider is going to be more green or more magenta. Now, most of the cases, if you're going to be using auto white balance on your camera, you can usually just use as shot and it's going to be totally fine. But if you do notice that your white balance is a little bit off, you can adjust it using these sliders. But there's also this tool here, which will allow you to select your white balance. Now, with this tool, you want to click on a target neutral, which is basically gray, something that would be gray in your photograph. So let's go ahead and click there. Now, as I hover over this image, we're going to see here in our navigator, I'm going to see a little preview of what the white balance would actually be if I were to click in these different areas. Okay, it's going to try to like neutralize this image. Okay, so for instance, if I click here on a warm color, it's going to try to neutralize it by making my entire image cool. If I were to click on a green color, it's going to try to neutralize by turning our entire image magenta. Okay, basically what you want to click is on a gray. So this area here, like where, like, you know, this is basically like a white, and then here in the midtones, it's going to be about a gray. So you can click here and then go to your gray, and then that's going to give you a nice white balance for this image. Now, if you've ever photographed or seen a gray card, this is a photography tool. It's literally just a card that is gray. You can hold this up during a photo shoot, and then in post-production, you can use this tool to click on the gray card, and it's going to make sure that your white balance is perfect. So if you've ever had issues with white balance, purchasing a gray card, you can just purchase one online. It's literally just like a, you know, a plastic card that's gray, and people hold it up, and then you can click on this after the fact. But you know what? Most of the time I find I'm just going to go to as shot. And then the other thing that we're going to talk about with white balance is it's not always necessary that you have like the perfect white balance that was actually represented in the photo. Sometimes you want your white balance to be a little bit warmer. So like sometimes you want to be like, okay, this was a warmer summer day. I'm going to make my white balance a little bit warmer to kind of represent that warmth of the day. So there's no like perfect right or wrong here is kind of what I'm getting at. Now, of course, if your subject's skin looks all weird like this, you're going to want to try to fix that. You're going to go over here and you're going to go to daylight and you're going to be, okay, cool. That looks way better. But, you know, it's okay to make this a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay, so next we're going to move down. We've talked about the majority of this. So we've gone through our histogram, through our different editing options, auto, black and white, HDR, our different profiles, all of our white balance. Okay, we've gone through our tone settings, our presence, and our vibrance and saturation. So now what's the actual workflow look like? Well, let's hold Alt or Option. I'm just going to reset everything here. There we go. Everything is completely reset to where we would import it. Fantastic, looking good. So here's how I would recommend starting, okay? I always recommend starting, just click on this auto button. It's so easy. So we're going to click here on auto. It's going to move everything to about the right place. I think this is looking really good already. Most of what I'm looking for is, do I have information in my shadows, my midtones, and my highlights? And in this case, yeah, I do. The highlights look a lot better. I could go in here and try to recover them even more, but it's done a great job. Next, I do want to make this image a little bit warmer. So I'm going to click here in my white balance. We're going to go a little bit warmer. I feel like it just gives the image a little bit more life. Okay, we're going to move down here and I'm going to give this image just a little bit of texture and a little bit of clarity. By the way, dehaze, we haven't talked about this yet. This is if you have like, you photograph like outside of an airplane window or you have a lot of fog or things like that, you can actually dehaze your image. It'll take some of the grays away, okay? But if you're working with an image like this, you will never need to use dehaze. It's just like it's when you have haze, it literally dehazes your image, okay? And next we're gonna bring our vibrance up just a little bit. And I think this is a really nice starting place. So don't forget, you have all of these different adjustments that you can make with your images. We're here just on the top for the basics, and you can click here on this eyeball to see there's our before and our after today. So just within this basic adjustment panel, we have our image straight out of camera here, and there's our after. You can see it's looking much, much better. Thanks so much for watching. Give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see more free tutorials, and don't forget to join us tomorrow for day 5. Thanks everyone. I'll Phlearn you later. Bye.